wondered how classic couture compares to today's cutting-edge designer wear? Picture this. The timeless elegance of Chanel's 1950s tweed suits rubbing shoulders with the futuristic flair of the latest runway collections. It's a sartorial showdown where the past meets the present, and every stitch tells a story. Imagine the grace of Audrey Hepburn in a vintage Givenchy gown versus the contemporary swagger of Rihanna in today's Givenchy creations. We're about to dive into the dazzling evolution of high fashion, exploring how legendary fashion houses like Chanel, Dior, and Givenchy have adapted to the modern world while still honoring their iconic roots. From the opulence of retro couture to the bold innovations of today's designs, we'll unravel the fascinating journey of luxury fashion. So grab your favorite designer piece, settle in, and let's embark on this stylish journey through time. If you're enjoying the journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more luxury comparisons, and drop us a comment on what you'd like to see next. And be sure to share this with anyone who loves a good dose of elegance and innovation. Ready to see how the elegance of yesterday meets the trends of today? Let's get started. Let's start by turning back the clock and stepping into the world of retro couture. Imagine a time when fashion was all about impeccable tailoring, extravagant fabrics, and the kind of glamour that made you feel like you should be dining with royalty. Here are a few iconic brands that set the gold standard in the mid-20th century. 1. Chanel, 1950s. First up, we have Chanel, the quintessential symbol of timeless elegance. Coco Chanel revolutionized women's fashion with her classic little black dress, tweed jackets, and a spirit of modernity that was way ahead of her time. By the 1950s, Chanel was the epitome of chic, with designs that were both sophisticated and practical. As for who rocked Chanel back in the day, think of legends like Marilyn Monroe, who famously quipped, "Diamonds are a girl's best friend." But we all know she had a soft spot for Chanel too. And let's not forget Karl Lagerfeld, who took Chanel's legacy and added a dose of his own avant-garde flair. Lagerfeld was known for saying, "I'm very much down to earth, just not this earth." Well, his fashion certainly wasn't. 2. Christian Dior, 1950s. Next on our vintage runway is Christian Dior. The 1950s saw the debut of Dior's new look, which redefined women's fashion with its luxurious fabrics, full skirts, and cinched waists. Dior's designs were a breath of fresh air after the war, making every woman who wore them feel like she was walking the red carpet. Stars like Grace Kelly and Elizabeth Taylor were known to have a soft spot for Dior's enchanting creations. Grace Kelly's wedding dress, designed by Dior, was so iconic that it might have single-handedly kept the something borrowed tradition alive for decades. 3. Givenchy, 1950s. Lastly, let's talk Givenchy. Founded in 1952 by Hubert de Givenchy, the brand quickly became synonymous with elegance and high society. Audrey Hepburn was the ultimate muse for Givenchy, famously wearing his designs in Breakfast at Tiffany's and beyond. It's said that Hepburn loved Givenchy's clothes so much, she'd refuse to wear anything else. Talk about brand loyalty. If Hepburn was a Givenchy superfan, then that's a style endorsement any designer would dream of. These retro couture brands didn't just define fashion. They became symbols of sophistication and luxury. But how have these iconic brands evolved in the 21st century? Let's fast forward to today's fashion scene and see how they've adapted to the modern world. Welcome to the present day, where fashion is all about blending tradition with innovation. And luxury is as much about the story as it is about the style. Let's take a look at how some of these classic brands have evolved and what they're bringing to the table in the 21st century. 1. Chanel Today. First up is Chanel, the brand that never goes out of style, unless you count the 90s when some questionable fashion choices were made. Today's Chanel still exudes that timeless elegance, but with a modern twist. Karl Lagerfeld's influence lingered even after his passing, with Virginie Viard taking the reins and bringing a fresh yet familiar perspective. Chanel's current designs still feature those iconic tweed jackets and little black dresses, but now with contemporary cuts and innovative fabrics. If you thought Chanel's fashion was just for the elite, think again. Even influencers and celebrities flaunt their Chanel gear, proving that the brand is as relevant today as ever. If Chanel's little black dress could talk, it'd probably say, I'm still fabulous, and I'm still making headlines. 2. Christian Dior. Today. Christian Dior continues to dazzle with its blend of classic elegance and modern flair. Under the direction of Maria Grazia Chiuri, the brand has embraced a more inclusive and contemporary approach while staying true to its luxurious roots. Dior's collections now feature bold prints, gender-fluid designs, and collaborations with contemporary artists. It's like Dior's new look had a makeover and decided to embrace the new millennium. Celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence and Rihanna are often seen in Dior's latest creations, showing that the brand has managed to stay on top of the fashion game. Dior's transformation over the decades is a testament to its ability to evolve while maintaining its iconic style. Just like that classic car you still love, only now it has a hybrid engine. 3. Givenchy. Today. Givenchy, too, has remained a major player in the fashion world, thanks to its ability to blend classic elegance with edgy contemporary styles. The brand, now under the creative direction of Matthew M. Williams, has embraced a street chic vibe while still honoring its sophisticated heritage. Givenchy's current collections often mix sharp tailoring with bold graphic elements, creating a look that's both high fashion and high impact. The likes of Cardi B and Meghan Markle are fans of Givenchy's modern aesthetic, proving that the brand's evolution hasn't compromised its luxury status. If Givenchy's classic designs were the epitome of elegance, today's styles are like the cool, rebellious younger sibling who still respects family traditions. The evolution of these iconic fashion houses shows that while the essence of luxury remains, the way it's expressed has changed dramatically. It's like watching a classic movie with updated special effects. Familiar, yet excitingly new. But who wins in this fashion face-off? The retro couture legends or the modern design maestros? The answer might depend on your personal style preference or your desire for a little nostalgia versus a craving for innovation. So, who comes out on top in the ultimate fashion throwdown? Retro couture or contemporary designer brands? It's a tough call because each has its own unique appeal. Retro couture, with its classic designs and rich history, represents a time when fashion was all about opulence and meticulous craftsmanship. Wearing a vintage Chanel or Dior piece feels like stepping into a bygone era of glamour and sophistication. It's about embodying the spirit of icons like Audrey Hepburn and Grace Kelly, who made fashion a statement of elegance and class. On the flip side, contemporary designer brands bring a fresh, modern twist to high fashion. They blend the old with the new, incorporating cutting-edge materials and designs while honoring their storied pasts. These brands cater to today's diverse and dynamic fashion landscape, offering pieces that are both stylish and forward-thinking. Ultimately, it's not about choosing one over the other. It's about celebrating both. Whether you're drawn to the classic elegance of retro couture or the innovative edge of contemporary fashion, there's something to love in every era. So why not mix and match, combining vintage charm with modern flair to create a look that's uniquely yours? And there you have it, fashion lovers. A whirlwind tour through the world of retro couture and contemporary designer brands. Whether you're channeling your inner Audrey Hepburn or embracing the latest trends, remember that fashion is all about expressing who you are and having fun while doing it. If you enjoyed this stylish journey through time, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more fabulous content. Until next time, stay chic and keep slaying the fashion game.